Oh hey, I am back with another beauty video for you. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, share it with your friends. But I love this carnival colored vibes I created, so let me just share with you how I did it. Starting with some fresh eyebrows, I filled them in just a bit using e.l.f.'s Instant Lift Eyebrow Pencil in the shade Neutral Brown. And I'm going to then grab my concealer and e.l.f. small flat brush to just add a little bit under my brows. I usually don't do this step often, but I just might start back up because they really just make my brows pop. And after I add a little bit of concealer, I just make sure that I blend that concealer out. I don't like it too, how do I say it? I want it to pop, but I don't want it to be like bam in your face. I want it to be just nice and just add that nice little, umph to it. So that is just one of my brows, but this is both of them. So it's like you can see that I have a little bit of concealer, but it's not too much. Moving along, I'm using the BH Cosmetics 120 eyeshadow palette. So I'm going to be using that bright orange, that bright yellow, and this nice bright pink in my eyes today. And of course I needed to prime my eyes, so I'm using NYX HD Pro Concealer to do that in the shade CW01. And I'm going to be using my blending brush just to blend that right on out. With this palette, I definitely need some concealer because the eyeshadows don't pop on their own. So it's just best to add this to my lids. And I'm going in with Itsmyrayeraye's brush set. If you don't know about it, it's a great brush set. I highly recommend it. It's amazing for beginners. I would say it's great for me because not only does it give you the names of what the brushes do, but it's just a great way to start your beauty makeup journey. So with that being said, I'm using her eyeshadow brush to just apply that bright orange to my lid above my crease. And as you can see, it definitely took a little bit to build that color on up. When I first started working with this palette, I would just use the swiping method to apply the shadow, but that doesn't really work. So I really needed to just pat the color in and make sure that I kept building it up. And as you can see, it's popping out nicely. I think the color is just beautiful. Definitely nice and complements my skin tone. So I'm going to go in with the number 7 brush, and I'm going to go in with that bright yellow, and I'm applying that to my lid. Now of course, as you can see, it's not as pigmented. However, building it up is definitely key. Now once I have both colors on there, on both of my lids, of course, you want to make sure that you blend out that harsh lines because you can definitely see where the yellow ends and where the orange begins. So you definitely want to be able to do that. And how I do that is by using a fluffy blending brush, and I am just working those two colors in together, blending them out. Now this step takes a while. Sometimes, depending on the colors I use, it blends nicely, but this step definitely took a while. After doing just that for both eyes, I am going to be going in back with that orange color and just adding that on there. With beauty, with eyeshadows, I learned that it's very repetitive. So if you lose a little bit of a color, you want to make sure that you go back in and you make that color come right back out. And not only am I doing that with the orange, but I'm also doing it with the yellow as well. Now, the good thing about the yellow is that even though it didn't pop, I had a solution. So I went in with Itsmyrayeraye's second palette, and I'm actually going to be using this nice bright canary yellow right here in that matte shade. And I'm just going to be adding that right on top of the previous yellow from the BH Cosmetics palette. Even if the color looks a little patchy, just make sure that you add the color, you blend it out, and you repeat the exact same steps so that both colors blend seamlessly into each other. Now I wanted to go in with Suva Beauty's Hydra liner in that nice bright green color. The actual name will be left down in the description box, but I'm also using the Suva Beauty liner tool, and it's the 610, which is a thinner brush, and I'm just creating a nice eyeliner for it. Now if you've seen my previous tutorials, I've used these Hydra liners and I love them. I love how bold they are. I love how they're very easy to remove. And I'm working on my liner, that wing tip. It's a work in progress, but I just think it just definitely adds a nice pop to this look. So now that both of these eyes are done for the most part, let's get rid of some of these dark bags, and I'm going to use NYX's concealer in the shade CW04, and I'm just going to add a few dots, and I will be blending it out with my blending sponge. So now that that's all blended, I need to even out my face a little bit, so I'm going to use MAC's Studio Finish foundation, and once that's done, I'm going to be doing my mascara. And once that is officially done, just like so, I'm actually going to go back in with the concealer I used under my brows, and I'm adding some to the inner corner of my eyes, specifically to make that pink color I will be using pop. Now, I followed a fellow YouTuber's tip. I can't remember her name right now. If I remember her name, I will definitely add her name to the description box. But the tip that she used was just pretty much adding some concealer to your inner corner and then adding the color on top. And I think this is an amazing idea because it actually worked, especially for this palette. So at this point, I'm just blending that pink out, blending it in with the orange, and just making sure that it flows nicely all into each other. So adding the highlighter, look at that. Ooh, yes. So I actually used Itsmyrayeraye's first palette, and I used the shade Radiant, which is one of the highlighters in her first palette. And I'm just adding that to my cheekbones and the tip of my nose. I don't like to do too much, but I definitely love to add a little bit of highlighter. And I think it just, man, it looks great. So to finish my eyes, I definitely wanted to do some of that orange on the outer corner of my lower lash line. And not only am I doing it to one eye, but of course I'm doing it to the other. So this is what they both look like. And after that, that's it. Add some gloss, make sure my lips are nice and popping. And then I will just be doing my hair off camera, of course. I will show some pictures of how I styled my hair with this eye look. But I really love the way this eye look came out. It's not too complicated. I think it's very easy to follow. If you like it, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell so you're always notified when I upload a video. Share with your friends, and just let me know what you think. Peace and love, positive vibes, always.